All that I am is all that you see. You don't need nobody else, and putting this all on me. Forget me. He blacked on that shit. What my mom? What's good, y'all? It's Yo Pa. We back. I got some eats with me too. This is my first time eating this much pork, and like, I just got a couple pieces of benin, but I haven't ate pork in so long. Like, I mean, I did have pork the day before. No, I got this food yesterday, but the day before that I had some. But it was just like a little bit of bacon, which pork is actually good as fuck, but I haven't ate it in so long. But I'm eating it right now. I guess I just eat it every once in a while, but I really try not to eat it. But it's just cause pigs are just so dirty. Like, I'm not religious or nothing. It's just pigs are just dirty as shit and they eat their own shit and everything. So it's like, you know, they just dirty as shit. But let's get straight into this motherfucker. What dying on every jug feels like.
Pencil incident.
Get into it.
Get into it, you psychedelic that cause hallucinations. About 30 minutes after eating them, colors get brighter.
Dying off shrooms is probably insane.
Time stretches like taffy, and your sense of self begins to melt. Your brain is rushed into a state of euphoria, leaving you questioning what's real and what's not. But
how would you die? Like from a heart attack or something?
On a calm Saturday afternoon, a 21-year-old Hispanic man would return home from work and consume an unspecified quantity of shrooms. Shortly after consumption, he started experiencing a bad trip and begun acting erratically upon arriving to his house. His stepfather and brother would step in and restrain him to try to calm him down, but he'd break free of their grasp and also break a glass vase in the process. In his frenzied state, he'd then begin to rub himself against the glass shards on the floor and severely injure his arms and legs. His brother and stepfather would successfully intervene to stop him from injuring himself any further with the glass shards, and he'd be sat down at a desk. But shockingly enough, in a horrific act, he'd take a number 2 pencil that was laying on the desk, stand it upright, and repeatedly smash his head on the sharpened pencil. When he raised his head, he'd reveal that he jabbed the pencil repeatedly into both of his eye sockets. He would stand up again to do something else, but quickly vomited on himself, leaving his family in a state of total panic. Emergency services were called, where they tried desperately to save the young man's life, but unfortunately, they would only get so far. Shrooms are one of the least toxic substances in the world.
Nigga put the laughing
you need to eat dozens or even hundreds of grams to fatally overdose. But that doesn't mean people can't die from it. Most fatalities come from behavioral toxicity, panicking, jumping out windows, walking into traffic, or doing something fatal during a full-blown psychotic break. You won't pass away from the drug itself. You'll pass away from what it does to your mind.
Whatever the dumb shit you do.
The Gator incident. Now let's talk about meth. When it hits, you feel invincible. This substance cranks up your sympathetic nervous system and causes an explosive release of dopamine in your body. Your heart starts racing,
the only thing I've tried so far in this video.
And you'll be filled with unstoppable energy. The high can last 8 to 16 hours. No sleep, no food, just intense stimulation. And when you take too much, your body turns into an absolute war zone. On May 26th, in Orlando, Florida, concerned bystanders would phone a call to police officers to let them know that there was a man on a racetrack shaking violently, asking to see his son. When police arrived, he was nowhere to be found. Until suddenly he was located in a lake, full of alligators. Officers would try to throw the man a life vest, but he'd refuse it and would start getting attacked by the alligators in the water. And to officers' surprise, like it was a scene straight out of a horror movie, the man actually resurfaced out of the lake, covered in severe injuries and carrying gardening shears. He would charge at the officers in their car, and in response, they would tase him repeatedly, but it would have absolutely no effect.
What?
It was only when the man jumped into the passenger seat of the police cruiser and tried reaching for a rifle in the vehicle that officers finally used lethal force.
If he was black, that nigga would have been dead off rip,
and sends your body into overdrive. It burns out your dopamine center and disrupts your central nervous system so much that your body both loses touch with reality and can no longer regulate its temperature. Your organs can literally cook from the inside out and cause you to collapse. You can have a heart attack, or you could simply just go on a rampage and meet an early demise like this man. The 108th incident. Weed is by far one of the most commonly used substances in the United States. Within minutes of smoking, you're relaxed, music sounds better, jokes are funnier, and
I guess
you get really hungry. You might feel euphoric, or anxious, or both. It depends on the
literally.
strain, your mood, and your brain
It
chemistry.
literally just
So what
amplifies
happens when you
shit.
smoke too much of it? Well, here's the truth. You can't die from THC toxicity alone. There's no known lethal
Nah,
dose
yeah,
in
you
humans.
can't, literally.
You'd have to smoke thousands of joints in a short time to even come
No,
close.
you literally
But
have to be the
that
Flash.
doesn't mean
But
it's
then the
harmless.
Flash heals fast, so
In
it
the
wouldn't
spring
even
of
affect him.
2018 in California, a woman who had just befriended a man at a dog park she frequently visited would follow him home to his apartment for a quick spark-up session.
Yeah.
Which, mind you, is totally legal in the state of California. After the two finished lighting up grass through a bomb, the woman would unexpectedly shoot up from her seat straight to the kitchen and grab 3 knives.
Hey,
What
would
the
you come
fuck?
back with some chips? And maybe some ice cream. And maybe some chicken
Wait,
Oh,
if she killed this nigga, that's
are you
insane.
trying to chop up some salsa? I love salsa.
Jim, I'm not making salsa.
In just the blink of an
you.
eye, she would stab the man repeatedly non-stop 108 times. His body would be covered in marks from head to toe, and his face would nearly be entirely carved out. Officers
Rest
that
in
arrived
peace
at the
to
scene
you,
would find
cuz.
that she had also stabbed her dog, and shockingly enough,
What?
had stabbed herself 40 times, and was still in
Oh
the
my-
process of doing it. They would quickly intervene and try to physically stop her, but
Nah,
it wasn't
what was
enough.
my son
Officers would tase her
smoking?
4 times to
Or what
try
was
to break her
she
psychotic
smoking?
frenzy, but
That's
it would
why I
be
don't
to no
smoke
avail.
niggas for real.
In order to get her to stop, one
I'm
police
dead.
officer had to swing a baton at her arm 9 times to break it, and finally she would release her grip
What
from
the
the knife.
fuck?
The man unfortunately didn't make it, but surprisingly,
have to
the
break
woman
her
did.
arm?
And even more shockingly, she faced 0 prison time for her actions because it was
What?
proven in court that she experienced what is commonly known as cannabis-induced psychosis. The woman was very inexperienced when it came to smoking weed, and that potentially played a huge role in why she experienced this rare
Nah,
phenomenon.
nigga. Regular
She was
weed does
placed
not
on
make you eat
probation for
niggas,
2
bro.
years and was required to do 100 hours of community service. The man's family,
She had to
especially
be
his
white.
father, were extremely upset when they heard about this. Understandably so.
It should
But-
never have happened. She should have never have been allowed to walk free. She should have done some time. You know, you had a
At
jury
least-
that
at
convicted
least 5
her,
years.
a unanimous conviction in less than 4 hours, and the judge went completely against all 3 of those entities and just said, "You're free to go."
The stove.
Crazy,
YouTube really
cuz.
didn't like the case on equity that I found. So instead, we'll go over this situation where a 26-year-old martial arts fighter
I never
and
took
his
that either.
sparring partner consumed an unnatural amount of shrooms while in their apartment. Initially, everything was fine, until they became convinced that the world was
Like,
coming to an
what
end,
is
and that the two were fighting a battle of life and death between God and the devil. The two would begin their
So they
legendary battle,
fought
and
to
finally
death
when the
then?
struggle finished,
Who
their
died
friend
first?
would walk into their apartment room, only to find the martial arts fighter standing butt naked in the kitchen cooking his friend's heart and remains in a stove.
What the
The
fuck?
victim would be found laying on the couch, missing his face, tongue, and heart.
Packed him, cut him
And
up.
sadly, the autopsy revealed that he was alive when his chest was ripped open and his
Oh
heart was
my
taken out.
god. Oh my.
The martial arts fighter wouldn't be as lucky as the woman in our last case. He'd be
Hmm.
formally charged and sentenced to 47 years in state prison for what
Yeah,
he
I'm
did to his
already
friend.
knowing.
Now, this probably makes the US legal system come off as a little hypocritical, considering that in the other case, the woman was allowed to blame psychosis for her actions
Which is
and be cleared
insane.
of any severe wrongdoing. Whereas in this case, the fighter's state of influence was ignored and he was directly sentenced. But honestly, that's your opinion to make. When it comes to overdosing on psilocybin, you'll find that it rarely ever ends you through toxicity alone. You'll need to eat an absurd amount for that to actually happen. The real danger is psychosis, panic, and delusion. Once you compromise the healthiness and security of your mind for a quick burst of excitement,
I'll
you'll
probably,
find
if
that
I
that's
take
where
too
things
much,
go
I'll fuck
haywire.
around, probably kill myself
in other
too. Cause I
words,
doubt I'll kill somebody else.
Don't
Like
do
if some
this.
shit were to happen like that,
Have a happy day.
just don't do too much drugs. What you talking about? It's, you know what I'm saying? Realize the possibilities of shit that could be happening, especially if you're new to doing anything. You feel me? But you don't want to go into anything being scared, especially like shrooms. Most people are scared going to, excusez-moi. Most people are scared going into shrooms. Don't be, bro. Cause then you're gonna have a bad trip, bro. You can't like when people was telling, like before I did shrooms with the Brody, people was telling me different shit. I'm like, I mean, obviously the bros saying they not saying nothing bad, but other people, you know, when they talk about shrooms, they say some crazy shit. But honestly, bro, like It really all depends, bro. Like, you just can't go into it thinking bad, because obviously it's gonna be a bad trip. You can't and you gotta do it around people you fuck with. Like, just don't do it on random ass people. Like, and do it at the crib if you want. Shit, do it by your dolly. I don't know if you want to do it by your dolly. I guess I could do it by my dolly, cause I smoke anyway, so it didn't really feel too far from that. But I do want to do it again though. But I fuck around, take shrooms, and just meditate the whole time. Like last time, I was just the last time I did it is, I think this shit was what, last year, 2 years ago maybe, I don't know. Me and the bro, we were just playing Call of Duty the entire time. Like, we were fried. I don't even know if I drove this nigga home. I'm pretty sure this nigga took an Uber or some shit, or somebody picked him. I don't even remember, but oh no, I think I did. Cause we were smoking too, and then it felt like a waste, cause I'm just wasting weed. Like, I'm not getting higher. The only way I was gonna be able to get higher was taking more shrooms, which I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. Feel me? Cause I didn't want to overdo it. I didn't want to do too much. I'm like, this feel good right now. You know, I was locked in. It felt like I was the Call of Duty player. Like, it felt like I was in the game. I was the game. It felt like basically how I look at life now, but on shrooms, like, and locked in. Like, I became the character in the game, damn near. Yeah, that shit was tough, but I would do it again. I ain't gonna hold you. But yeah, make sure y'all keep doing what the hell you gotta do. Keep trying to grow, keep trying to do better, keep trying to love yourself and also love others. You know what I'm saying? Try to make yourself better. And, you know, if you feel like you're here to help people like me, then, you know, do what you can do to try to help people. You know what I'm saying? Try to make somebody happy today. Give somebody a compliment. It's like, and I used to think about it. I used to think like, oh, I have to get people to hear for me to actually walk in my purpose. But nah. It's as little as giving somebody a compliment, because that's making somebody feel better. You feel me? And that raises your frequency. So just little things like that, you know, that can just better someone's entire mood. And then that changes it. Well, I guess it doesn't even matter how they look at you, but now they love you and shit. Could be a random person say, I like your shoes, or I like this, or I like that, or, you know, stuff like that. Like, you know, I acknowledge beautiful. I acknowledge I was gonna say beautifulness in everybody, but I see the potential in everybody, and I know everybody can be great. So yeah, keep doing what the fuck you gotta do, bro. Go up, bro. All love, man. I love a set of members.